Well, it's a new day, a new year, a new heavy. Welcome, guys, to our channel. Welcome to our podcast. These graphics are totally terrible because it's real life. I'm Dennis, Andrew, and this is Jason.
Worst glasses,
I am not all three of them.
Worst graphics I've ever seen.
Especially like in Andrew's room.
I was talking fine before we started recording, and then all of a sudden,
join the dark.
Stop it, Darth Kermit. Stop it. The way you put the hood on, I saw Darth Kermit.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Join the dark side.
Join the dark side, piggy. We have
Join the dark side.
We have cookies. Yes, Miss Piggy. Join the dark side. I see rainbows. So yeah, and he's the Cookie Monster Sith. But yeah,
make the cookies and then don't share them.
That's
the secret. We have cookies. You don't get to have any because they're all with Darth Cookie Monster.
My cookies were an accidental positive payment.
I feel like I feel like that's actually the secret. It's join the dark side. We have cookies. What they don't tell you is that you don't get the cookies. They have cookies, and they're going to keep their cookies.
Yeah. No, Andrew paid me because I'm gonna be editing his Beat Saber stuff again.
We both start putting our hoods down. I was like, well, I guess we're not joining the dark side.
He paid me in cookies last night for editing for him again.
We had cookies.
I'm surprised.
You shouldn't be eating anything sweet.
Dude, do you know how much ice cream
I know. I literally
I
told Andrew, I'm like, he's not gonna get better if he keeps doing that. Andrew's like, what? I'm like, sugar feeds a cold or anything. And I'm like, and he's just in there eating anything. And he's in there eating tubes of ice cream, and I'm like, he could have died soon. Yeah. You ate it like I literally walked in your room one day before we found out you had COVID. And I was like,
for those who don't know, he has COVID.
I had COVID. Have COVID.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, yeah. He had COVID and we've had to quarantine, and nothing's really changed other than the fact that
there was no difference in our life except that most of the time I had to come out of my room to get a drink or something. I wore a mask and carried disinfectant wipes.
Yeah.
That was, other than that, the patterns haven't really changed.
Well, I honestly haven't been out of my room for quite a while. I hasn't used the bathroom.
Yeah. So 2022 is going to a great start. Bob Saget died. It's great.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
That's a sad one in my opinion, because I was a huge, I grew up on
we just lost Betty White.
Yeah, but that was 2021. It's old.
Yeah, but we lost.
She can stay in last year.
We lost everybody's grandma and then everybody's dad, immediately after, and it's really weird.
It's a sad year. Next we're gonna lose the previous. We're gonna lose Uncle Jesse next.
No, probably not.
Your manager's first name is Uncle. Last name Jesse. I said Uncle Jesse, like my manager at Walmart. Your manager's an uncle?
I mean, I'm sure he's somebody's uncle.
What color is that Pop-Tart?
That's a very good question.
Are you eating SpongeBob?
I thought that was like one of those cheese cracker sandwich things.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, that's way too long.
He's like, I'm eating Eggo Pop-Tarts. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Hey, yo, you want to slide
Yeah, but the color they are on that box does not match the color. Like, what you just put in your mouth was the color of that logo. Not.
You just put the hand butter shirt in your mouth.
Yeah. Like, it was just straight yellow.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
It looks like it has mustard.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like mayonnaise and mustard. That's a tuna Pop-Tart.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. These probably shouldn't be in the fridge because they actually do taste like mustard.
Are they good?
Why do they taste like mustard?
Whoa.
Why does being in the fridge make them taste like mustard? I have so many questions.
Those are horrifying, Andrew.
I have sugar cookie ones too.
Yeah, but those sound all right.
Those are good.
I mean,
Eggo sounds all right.
Sounds okay.
But it
looks like a tuna fish sandwich.
It looks like you pulled SpongeBob out and tried to put mayonnaise and mustard on him.
What?
Do you like dying?
What's with your Pop-Tart purchases? Can we also talk about that? Like, you had those weird mystery ramen flavored things those were awful.
I threw those away. Don't worry.
Buy normal Pop-Tarts.
I do. I have 4 boxes in there.
What flavors? Wait. What flavor are they?
I know there's Eggo, sugar cookie, and one of them is a mixture of the stuff I had at the hotel.
Yeah.
They're in like a pretzel box.
It's just a box of who knows.
Those are probably stale by now.
They're in the fridge.
Pop-Tarts.
They're all in the fridge.
Pop-Tarts go stale pretty quick, in my opinion.
No. But
what? Wait. What do you consider a normal flavored Pop-Tart? Because
because none of the you said you have 4 boxes, and none of the 4 boxes are normal flavors.
I think I have brown sugar cinnamon.
That's not.
Okay,
normal
that's a normal.
Still.
No,
that's a normal. That is one of the
when Pop-Tart started. They started with just fruits.
No, there are 2 standard Pop-Tarts as far as I'm concerned. There's the strawberry, or whatever your version of the fruit is, the strawberry, the blueberry, the whatever berry. Or there's the brown sugar cinnamon.
I love brown sugar cinnamon.
I like the blueberry overall. Any Pop-Tart.
There's your standard fruit and then the brown sugar cinnamon. Those are the standard Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, it should have always just been blueberry, strawberry, pineapple.
And then you've got like your s'mores and your fudge, your birthday cake.
As long as when you eat it, you don't throw it up like Yoshi. The way ugh. Yoshi! I edited it yesterday. It was so gross. What is that?
Yeah. Strawberry milkshake.
See, it also sounds like it should be okay, but I feel like he's going to pull it out of there and it's going to look like tuna fish sandwich.
So there's these. They're like mixed.
Why don't you finish your Pop-Tarts before you buy a new box?
That sounds awful. That also sounds like it shouldn't be refrigerated.
You should finish your Pop-Tarts before you buy new ones. It's like your games. I feel like we started the podcast, now we're bullying him.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, this entire week has just been me getting bullied at this point.
Yeah, but you haven't been bullied all day today, other than that one thing happening in Halo that was hilarious.
You haven't been bullying me. The games have.
We played Halo, and I moved one of the turrets on the bridge, and the bridge...
Did you break physics?
We got to show him the clip.
Yeah, I'll show you. It basically, at the end of it, though, he looked me in the eyes, and then the turret I was moving just falls on him and kills him. Right when he's like right in front of me. So I start losing it. And then the game started lagging and we got kicked from the game. And then
the same thing that happened to us when we first played.
So I think it's the mission on Halo 1. It's always the same. Like we had so many problems. That's why we didn't make a series out of it. It was so broken. But it wasn't just that level back then. It was just the whole game. Now it's just this level. Hopefully it doesn't happen next week.
What is Chiclet doing?
Nothing.
You just hear her collar jingle, 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 jingle. Oh, what?
What'd you do to your cat? What did you do to her?
Cat?
She hasn't worn it in like 3 days.
Where's your cat? What'd you do with Chiclet? The internet demands to know.
I don't know where she is.
Find her.
She's in the living room.
I'm telling J. Jonah Jameson.
No, I took her collar off because we were having a really nice petting night. Like I was just petting her over and over again, and I decided just to take her collar off because I normally don't keep.
That would be weird. That would be a weird statement for any other pet than a cat. We were having a
nice petting night.
Normally, I don't keep the collar on her if I don't have to. And like now that everything's kind of settled down and we're no longer moving stuff into the house, I'm like, it's time to take our collar off. That's what I was worried about, was like people coming in and stuff, or like furniture coming in. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait, and then I took it off now. But whenever like stuff,
that cat's gonna run away.
She might. She's tried going outside.
It doesn't mean she's gonna run away. She's gonna get outside and go, huh? My food and blankets aren't out here. I don't want to be here.
I mean, my mom's cat ran away when I was younger, and she was gone for like a day or two, and then came back.
Yeah, but Chiclet would die out there.
No collar or anything.
Chiclet would die out there. I fully believe Chiclet would be eaten by a dog.
Probably not.
Yeah. Probably his dad's dog, Diesel.
I mean, if she got into my dad's backyard, yeah, she'd have some trouble with Diesel. But she's also a calico, and he grew up around calicos, so like.
I've never actually seen Diesel still.
You've never seen his dog? Go out back.
No. I keep getting that question asked too.
He's a good dog.
GB himself.
Still will never get over the time that I made the noise when Jason and I were moving furniture into this house, and I made the same noise the dog did behind a door outside.
What'd your dog say?
Do you remember that, Jason? When I did the or whatever, and he was like outside the door? You're like, you even muffled your voice to make it sound like it was him.
Yeah.
You're like, was that you?
I vaguely remember something like that.
He was like outside the door. He was like, and I'm like, how did you muffle your own voice right there to make it sound like it was coming from outside? I'm like, I don't know.
You threw your voice, man. Confused me.
But I could never, like, I feel like if Chiclet passed away or died, it'd have to be like me taking her to a vet and them doing it, but I couldn't be there for it. Like, yes, I make jokes about her dying, but I couldn't be there for it.
No, it's gonna break your heart when that cat passes.
With her faith. I just see her little small head on her fat body. She's got like this little head and then like this body, and you're just like, dang, Chiclet, what you be eating?
Whatever you be feeding her.
A bowl a day.
And the Christmas tree. She got mad at me. She got really mad at me because she was like just munching down on one of the. She's just sitting underneath the Christmas tree with the branches on. And I scratched her head and then I moved the branch up and she's like looking at me. And then she like moves further into another branch and starts chewing on that. And then I just grab it and move it. And she's like, you know, like, jeez. She's like, I'm trying to chew on the damn tree. And then she like turns around and like huffs down the hallway. I'm like, what the heck? She's just like, how dare you? And then like storms off down the hallway.
Yeah, she's got catitude.
She was mad.
Oh man. Bob Saget.
Just nothing to do with the current conversation all the way back to Bob Saget.
I love Cats. They're so nice. Bob Saget, but they're really nice.
Imagine Bob Saget in the movie Cats.
Wasn't everybody in Cats?
I'm imagining Gandalf in the movie Cats and questioning why.
Because he was in the movie Cats.
I know.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, wasn't everybody in Cats?
He was the one I'm like, why is he here?
They just brainwashed everybody. It was actually just a supervillain's, pet project. He just hypnotized a bunch of famous people and then had them film Cats.
I mean, that movie was actually that bad that some of the people that made it questioned making it after it was released.
I just want one scene of like a person petting
plot.
one of their heads like a supervillain. Like someone turns around and they're like petting Taylor Swift's head or something.
You'd be surprised what's in that movie.
Hold on. $1 billion idea by J. Jonah Jameson. $1 billion idea. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're now going to make a new movie. That's like a James Bond-esque movie about the making of Cats, where it's actually just a supervillain's plot and it's absolutely convoluted. And there's going to be a scene where, Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, that's his name?
Yes.
Gandalf?
Yes. Yeah.
Where it's just Sir Ian McKellen, just like torso and head in the bad guy's lap in the full Cats outfit.
When you first come across his character, he's literally licking water out of a bowl.
I just saw 2 rats run across this power line coming to the house.
That sucks.
Yeah, they're sure they weren't just squirrels.
No, they're rats. They were rats.
There's some scenes in that movie
inside,
that
so
you would question why they're there.
I feel like they should remake Cats and Dogs, but with humans.
Nope. Don't remake Cats and Dogs.
Remake. I mean, that was already live action, which it was really good for its time.
The first one, Revenge of the Kitty Galore, was absolutely terrible, and then they made a third one called Naked Kitties. No, you.
Cats are always naked, Andrew.
This one was.
He's never seen Aristocrats. Aristocrats. He's never seen Aristocats.
One more.
He's never seen the Aristocats. All right, I'll just go with it.
This movie,
yeah,
good.
He's never seen the Disney movie about cats that says everybody wants to be a cat. Bum, 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 bum.
Terrible.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Bum, bum, bum.
Everybody.
This movie was great.
Everybody.
It looks like someone wrote in the pressure wash font still. Oh, so we were playing Pressure Wash Simulator, and Andrew was on the other side of this house, and I wrote uwu all the way, like all over this one wall, and like made it more like uwu faced. And he gets a text saying, I think the symbols on the side of the house are something kind of cryptic thing. And I go, wait, is he talking about the uwu wall? Because we left it there.
About putting pipes where the symbols are. Like, that's a lot of pipes. Well, he said that, but
it was weird. What are you gonna say?
Were there actually symbols on the side of the wall?
Yeah,
there was a third one.
This movie.
Why is that Labrador wearing glasses?
Would you believe me? I don't know if you remember the characters. That's Lou.
Why is that Labrador wearing glasses?
That's Lou. That's the main character from the first one.
I mean, technically, they've also kept continuing the Air Bud movies, which I hate because I used to love Air Bud. Anything Air Bud or Bud or whatever the rest of the movies were called.
I liked the original Air Bud. The second one was okay.
The original one was the basketball one, right?
They just needed to stop. The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Air Bud. That's why it was Air. That's why it was Air Bud. Is because it was it was branded in with the whole Michael Jordan thing, and like it was Air Bud.
And now there's puppies and
yeah, now it's the buddies.
And I haven't seen a single one of them.
I haven't either, and that's what I was about to say. I mean, I can't say they're bad. I haven't watched them, but like the Air Bud franchise itself, even before it became the puppies, it got way out of hand.
Yeah, there's a lot of Disney movies that
I watched the first one and the second one, and then
there was a baseball one and a soccer one.
Yeah,
the soccer
pretty much
one was
anything
good.
Disney did straight to DVD didn't need to be made,
except for Air Bud.
Like ever. Like all the extended Air Buds, Aladdin, Return of Jafar, like it's just
my childhood.
Anything Disney straight to DVD didn't need to exist.
My childhood, mostly like me repeating movies, consisted of Air Bud, all the Air Bud movies, and Free Willy.
Oh, I loved Free Willy.
I had a cat named Willie, and that's because
even that one they made like 2 or 3 more movies than they needed to.
I didn't know like they made any more.
Yeah, the first Free Willy was a masterpiece. That movie was glorious. And talk about early, it shouldn't be early, but talk about early representation. Like, at least as memory serves, the indigenous representation in that movie was fantastic. A little bit kooky, but it was the 90s. Like, the whole movie was kooky. There was a whale that jumped over rocks for a kid. Like, it was... But that movie was fantastic. And then I don't remember what 3 was like, but I remembered it sucked.
I didn't know they made more.
Yeah, they made a 2 and a 3.
Oh man, that ruins.
I think they made a 3. Maybe it was 2 that sucked.
I know they've made other movies about like animals that are in I guess it's captivity, but they're in like places like that. There was the dolphin that lost like half its fin or something. That apparently was a good movie. Yeah. No, there's a bunch of Free Willy movies.
Yeah.
There's not just 3.
Oh, it's the 4th one, I guess, that was so terrible.
Mm.
Yeah, no, the third. I remember the 3rd one. I think I remember the 3rd one. That's when the oil tanker caught fire and everything. The 3rd one was actually pretty good.
There's also a animated series. It says, "Yep, there's the animated series." I would not, as much as I love Free Willy, killer whales scare me.
Werewolves?
Killer whales.
They should. They should scare you. Killer whales absolutely should scare you.
Well, there's one scene.
Those things are water demons.
There's one scene in that movie that scares me the most, and it's I think it's like right at the beginning when the kid like is running away from I think the cops or something, and lightning strikes, and you see Willie through the glass, and it's just like lightning flash, glass. There's a whale, and I'm just like, no. That's a no from me. But killer whales scare me.
I'm not a fan of sharks.
Sharks, I have no problem with.
Jaws was difficult for me to watch simply because of that. The series is great, disregarding what happened in the third one. But
well, the third one had
super
scenes,
cheap CGI ending.
That's because it was the first time they tried to do a 3D movie like that. But the third one was the one that the shark went into the pool at some point, right? Yeah, because it was at a water park or a Miami Aquarium kind of thing. That one is what makes me fear swimming in swimming pools sometimes. I have this weird fear of
Nothing made me fear sharks in swimming pools. The idea just entered my head one day that I'm pretty sure like somebody just mentioned the idea from their own fear, and I'm just like, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a fear of mine for some dumb reason.
You guys ever watch Herbie?
Herbie, yeah.
Yes.
I love Lindsay Lohan and the Herbie Fully Loaded.
No.
Herbie Fully Loaded was good.
No.
Herbie Fully Loaded wasn't as bad as it could have been.
No.
But
it had Lindsay Lohan before she was crazy.
No.
Same with Freaky Friday.
Oh, Herbie. Just Herbie.
Yeah.
Did you like Freaky Friday?
Yeah, it was far from the worst Lindsay Lohan movie. She was still like right at the edge of her prime when like her good period. But no. It still wasn't that great.
The movie does not exist to me.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh,
it wasn't Bane of Existence.
You own Cats.
Bad.
And I admitted that was bad. That was one of the
wanted to watch it with me.
It wasn't Cats bad.
It's a funny movie to me because it's bad.
You wanted to give me cancer.
How dare you?
No.
Remember when we watched that movie? I screamed, "You got to turn it off." I have cancer now.
You half agreed to it, though. You can't deny that.
Yeah, I half agreed to it to make you happy.
I wouldn't be happy watching it. I told you that.
I feel like there's a conversation in here about consent somewhere.
Let's all three of us watch Cats at some point.
I'm not watching it. I'm not.
I would rather
since
die.
The moment I saw previews for that movie, I'm like, I don't care how good people might say this movie is going to be when it comes out. I'm not going to watch it. It's not going to happen.
I would rather.
Came out and everybody was like, that was hot garbage.
I would rather Chicklet claw my eyes out than have to watch Cats again. Any part of Cats.
That's the villain's motive. He was traumatized by Cats the on Broadway, like as a kid. Like his parents were killed. It's Bruce Wayne. His parents were killed outside of Cats
by stray cats.
Becoming Batman.
He was killed by stray cats that jumped out of a trash can. You know the Tom cats from Tom and Jerry, the black cat with the orange cat too. They came out of the garbage cans and started killing his parents
with their boxing gloves and their bowler hats.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the live action Tom and Jerry, Jason?
Oh no, I didn't. I forgot that was a thing.
It was actually
it, don't you?
Yeah, you have it, right? Yeah, we're supposed to. I'll watch that.
That was actually decent. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it did.
It kind of strikes me as like the better of it. It struck me as like a Disney Channel movie, but like Cartoon Network.
But
like, it was the straight to TV movie.
What I like about it, and I think Dennis said this, but I agreed to it, but they kept the original art style for Thomas and Jerry.
They tried to, yeah. They kept it very close.
Like close to the cartoon style inside the live action.
Why did you say it that way?
Thomas and Jerry?
Thomas.
Yeah.
Because his name's Thomas.
I don't care. It's not Thomas and Jerry.
It's because he can't say anything other than mid. He can't say anything else incorrectly. Bottom has to be bottom, not bot. Mid can be mid though. Thomas has to be Tom. Or Tom has to be Thomas.
It's a name. It is his Tom and Jerry.
I've never heard them call him Thomas.
Pick up the case. It's next to you right now. I know it's there. Read me the case of that movie. What does it say?
Oh my god. The whole house just shook. I felt that on here.
I think he just I didn't even notice the chair wasn't there.
I was laughing about you, and then I look up
and...
Holy crap.
I got it.
I'm crying.
People pants.
So the case is Tom and Jerry.
I looked it up.
There you go.
But his owners, they said in the cartoon.
I know what his full name is.
That's what I'm saying.
Jerry's full name is probably Jeremiah or something. It's not Thomas and Jeremiah. It's Tom and Jerry.
I dropped my stick.
Jeremiah the mouse. Who named the mouse is my question.
Oh.
I was looking up that, and then I started to look up is Tom and Jerry short for Tom? And I started typing in, I looked up because I was going to say it to you guys. So I typed in what I was going to say to you guys, and I'm like, wait a second.
Looked up.
I was like, wait a second.
You're like the 80-year-old guy. I need to know if
what just happened.
So anyway, did you watch this movie too?
That was all right.
No,
it wasn't that good.
Yeah,
the original's better.
The original was just pro wrestling with extra Hollywood flair.
Yeah, the original is one of my favorite movies. I know we've talked about that before, but
Godzilla versus Kong was the Kong?
That was
Godzilla
horrible.
versus Kong.
That was surprisingly all right. I mean, it wasn't like great. It wasn't horrible.
I was excited for that movie for years. And it was kind of a letdown, but it still led up to it.
It was good.
Okay, hold on. Does anybody else now have the image of Godzilla standing at the edge of the city? Kong! Sorry. Kong!
He doesn't have those short arms.
Oh, wait, who?
Godzilla.
He's got some big arms.
He's got Schwarzenegger arms. He just comes out. He's like, "I'll be back."
His arms are like in front of him, like super tiny. Like they actually have length.
An extra 5 feet for him is like the length. He's basically, his arms are as big as 3 people.
No, he actually does have like longer-ish arms.
Yeah.
They're not like T-Rex arms.
No, they're not. I want to watch
But he
that
still
movie
couldn't
again.
scratch his nose.
I want to watch Meet the Robinsons again.
I haven't seen that
We
movie.
got a big head, little arms, and I just don't know how well this plan was thought out.
I watched that once. It's been a long time.
Oh, because I was just thinking about.
I watched it like 2 or 3 times.
I saw it in theaters.
Randomly get the inclining.
But like they put it on. I was just thinking about it because I was like, they used to put it on Disney every now and then when Disney used to play their movies on their channel.
It's on Disney Plus.
But guess what? A new show is coming out soon. I saw a trailer for, and it's got the brother from Hannah Montana in it, who is now guiding this little girl into living a double life as a music chick. She's a little girl that wants to get into music, and she doesn't want the world to know who she is. And he literally, his lines are, "Oh, my sister used to have the same problem you did." And so we decided to come up with a new persona for her. And then she goes, "But the thing you need," or he goes, "The thing you need the most is a wig." And he pulls out a blonde wig. And I'm like, are they really remaking Hannah Montana? Like, it's one thing to make a live action Kim Possible years later, but like, why are we touching Hannah Montana again?
How'd you go from Meet the Robinsons to Hannah Montana?
Because I was thinking about how they used to play movies on Disney. Like Disney, the channel used to play their Disney movies.
The answer to that question is just Disney.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, Disney used to play their movies. Like Chicken Little used to play on Disney like almost every night. And like
Chicken Little was that was a movie of its own.
Was so stupid.
I hated that movie with a passion.
Shut up, breaking my heart.
It had good moments, but for some reason, like every time it came on, I was like, I'm going to bed, Mom. Like, but it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to bed.
It's an absolute terrible.
Or counterpoint. You can just change the channel.
Yeah, but then like the other channel was playing, like the other channel was Adult Swim at that time, and then like Nick was playing Nick at
4 o'clock
night
in the afternoon.
I was making it. It wasn't really 4. It was usually 8 or 7 o'clock that those things started happening. But like by that point, Nickelodeon was playing The Nanny, and like I've already seen every episode of The Nanny, so like I got tired of it. I used to watch The Nanny and Steve Urkel and family and like everything as a kid. Fresh Prince, I used to watch that on Nick at Night as a kid. Like
Niles, was that his name?
From Fresh Prince?
Butler?
Yeah.
No, from Nanny.
No, the Nanny was the butler. Oh, I don't remember the butlers in The Nanny. I don't remember his name.
Forget his name now. That man shaped my sense of humor entirely.
That show. His name was Niles the Butler.
Yeah.
They talked about having like a reunion, kind of like Friends did for that show. But I feel like that show just didn't have enough hype for that. It was a great show.
Oh, it's fantastic, but that was one of the shows that I feel like got more of a fandom from its reruns than it did from its actual airing time.
That's how Full House
like
was.
It had enough of a following to survive its airing time.
Yeah.
And then, like, as it started making it into its rerun phase, that's when it picked up popularity.
Do you remember Sister when it was the 2 twins? That used to be on Disney? That was a good show too.
Yeah. And then what was the movie they did?
Twitches,
yeah.
Yeah.
Those were actually surprisingly good. Like, of all the stuff that came out of that, you know, like Twilight pseudo witchy kids age, like Twitches was one of the good ones.
Yeah. I used to watch that every Halloween. Twitches
was one of the only ones that was like solid. Like it felt like Sabrina did, where it was fleshed out enough, but it wasn't trying so hard to fit that aesthetic. It just existed in that aesthetic.
Isn't that getting a remake soon with like Sabrina's daughter?
Netflix did some god awful super satanic remake of Sabrina that
I can tell you. I've actually watched all 4 seasons.
Oh God,
it's not as good as people were saying. Like all the
no. It's like what's that thing they've got going? The Riverdale thing they're doing.
Riverdale's
like
not
Jughead
bad.
and all of them. And then I started hearing about it, and like they're telling stories and everything. I'm like, what is this? Like, have you read Jughead? What are you making?
Well, you know they have I don't know the name of it, but Archie has a show too.
Archie Comics, like the actual comics that made all this.
That's Archie. Yeah, that's what they were named after.
One of the main characters of Riverdale is named Archie.
Yeah, no, it's the whole cast from Archie. Jughead and the girls that were both for some reason in love with Archie.
Yeah, the school they went to was
like Howdy Doody.
Veronica and Betty.
Yeah, Veronica.
Stop knowing things. I watched a little bit of Riverdale with Ambrosia when she was first down here.
Absolutely nothing to do with the comic.
Yeah, the first couple seasons were good, but everything after that was just like they played like a real life D&D where it's like there was an actual killer going around killing people in Riverdale. It's like why?
Was that to do with?
And then like Jughead.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Was that to do with D&D? Hold on.
It became
they played like a D&D style game.
Okay.
But
like between all the people in Riverdale. But like some people took the game real and like there was like this demon.
So they had a LARP and it went too far.
Well, no, they were playing like an actual board game. But like
he's like slowly going further and further out of frame as he's talking too. Like he's slowly and surely making the Nutcrackers more important.
Like, but I'm not actually
like this is so great right now. It's so good. Like,
It's been a while since I watched that season. Like, there's like season 5 now that I need to watch. But the whole reason I'm still watching it is because I started it, so I got to finish it.
You were legit just every time you were talking, you were further and further going away, and I'm like, your nutcrackers are not the center point here, Andrew. You are.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
But yeah, that and Sabrina really did not live up to their comic.
No. Salem's another one. Salem the cat also shaped my sense of humor.
They were gonna make a show about Salem too, just Salem.
God, no wonder.
Do you wait? Do you remember the animated Sabrina?
That's depressing.
Do you remember the animated Sabrina?
Vaguely, yeah.
Where she had like big braces or something?
Yeah, it was alright.
I liked that. That was cute.
I just realized something. I became all of those characters.
And now they're all dead.
I am the sad, peripheral, sarcastic friend. That's just there doing things and insulting the annoying people.
Yeah, Riverdale's already been renewed for like 2 more seasons.
I never want to see you put a Pop-Tart in your mouth when your face goes as bright as the sun.
I can fix this.
Holy crap, dude. You started eating a Pop-Tart. It was like, wow! It's like, oh my god, is there like magic in that Pop-Tart?
Apparently.
This has been like a nostalgia trip again. Like we went back to talking about Pop-Tarts and just talking about old shows and movies and stuff. Like the picture's just gonna be me sitting here like this with Free Willy going over my head for the thumbnail. Like,
so we're talking about
you gotta do the hand raise.
Did you guys hear about the petition to bring back Cowboy Bebop?
Season
The
2?
live
The show? The live action? No.
There's a petition.
Is there a petition to stop the petition to bring back Cowboy Bebop? I'd sign that one.
There's a petition to get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire movies again. Which, so far, it sounds like it might
I mean,
happen.
I'm not going to sign it, but it's interesting to know that it exists.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Andrew. I was like, I signed the Deadpool one to get Deadpool made, and that's why it was so important when I got out of jail, or to get out of jail so I could watch Deadpool. And then like this, I was like, he's like, you gonna sign this one too? I said no.
I love that. That's fantastic.
And why were you trying so hard to get out of jail? Deadpool was coming out next week.
I signed a petition for that.
Yeah, Deadpool came out on the 14th. I got arrested on the 9th. I was like, I have a week, please, Deadpool. Didn't care about living at that point. I was just like, Deadpool.
I'm on chapter 77 of Riverdale. Okay.
Why?
Watched 76 episodes of it. The whole reason I started them is because I got bored of everything else, and I didn't have anything new to watch at the time when they came out. So I'm like, I guess I just got to keep watching them.
I'm glad you're into anime now, because now you don't have to watch dumb shows, and you can just go, hey, maybe I should try an anime out. That's why I avoid.
Maybe I should go
shows.
back in time to all the log of fantastic animes that exist, and we can.
I want to make you a list of ones that I personally think you would enjoy. That if you ever got, like, you don't have to watch them, but if you ever got around to it, I want to
watch some of the recommendations. There's a comment request. Give us all your favorite animes, like legitimate animes.
I know
everybody listening.
Tie me down to the couch and make me watch them.
No, I told you.
Well, because I want to get some new ones on my list. Like every time I'm scrolling through like Netflix and stuff, and like there's 4 of them on Netflix that I'll watch again and again and again. And then like there's the couple of them that I bothered to actually own.
Yeah.
But there's like I've started to realize like I never was a weeb, but I'm not as into anime as I thought I was. Like I have a couple of animes that I really like.
That means I'm the weeb in the group.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll get him there. It's
okay. I told you last night you're talking about new animes to watch. I plan to watch Black Clover soon because it's very much like Sword Art. And like that's one thing I'm gonna watch soon. And I know some people like go, "Oh, Black Clover's fantastic," and I'm like, I don't know anything about it. I just heard it's
like
good.
I'll watch Sword Art again, of course, from time to time.
That's the only
every
one
now
I've
and
watched.
then. Every now and then, I get in the mood to watch Code Geass, which is one of my old ones.
You should watch Berserk.
I watched through, and there's a bunch of you that's gonna laugh at me. And you know what? Shut up. But I did watch through Inuyasha, and I did like it a lot. Inuyasha was good.
Inuyasha has a great following. I can't watch it. There's something about it.
But Inuyasha is one of those where like it is that teen girl anime, and like everybody just looks at him like it's like, you watch Inuyasha? I'm like, yes. Now shut up.
No, that's how I used to think about Bleach until I saw what Bleach was about. I was like, Bleach is like a girl show, isn't it? And then I watched it. I was like, oh.
No. Bleach. I like Bleach. I can only ever get to a certain point in Bleach before my brain's just and I can never like come back to that point and start from there because like I just powered through so many episodes beforehand that it just became this and I have to go back before that and then try to watch through it again.
You know what, Andrew? I have a new anime for you and I to watch together.
I've been trying to watch Death Note.
We're gonna start. Oh yeah, I know. Yes,
Death Note was good. Dude.
We're gonna start on episode 1 and go to episode 1050. We're gonna watch We're gonna watch One Piece together because I've been kind of interested in watching it.
How many episodes of Bleach are there now? Did they finally stop that?
Oh, they stopped that years ago.
Yeah.
The only thing that's still going. It
looked
Naruto.
Like it was gonna keep going for a while. It got bad. Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
ADD brain.
There are only 366 episodes of Bleach. That's not that much.
I just unlocked like a 4-second memory from like my early teens.
Specifically 4 seconds.
It was just like the shortest. Okay. The small town that I grew up in after parents divorced and we moved and everything, there was a comic book store that was just off of Main Street. And I remember, no, maybe it was the older storefront that was like on Main Street. But they had a Bleach poster, like a small poster in the window. And I hadn't seen Bleach yet. I just unlocked like 4 seconds of seeing Ichigo for the first time and going, what is this, a ripoff of Naruto? Like literally, that's the entire memory. It's just me, like it was just to the right of the door. It was just the only thing I remember is like Ichigo's orange hair and face and the mask and saying it just looks like a ripoff of Naruto.
But it came out way before Naruto.
Hurt my brain to just like 4 seconds of memory just crawled out of the depths.
You know, it's another good show too, Hunter x Hunter, and that's on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's on Netflix. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. They finally have all the episodes on there too.
It's one of the ones I've seen like Toonami style, where like I catch it every now and then, like an episode.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I was wanting to watch it for years because Watch Mojo did like the best anime power up scenes or whatever, and like that one was #1 years ago, and I was like, I'll get around to it if I ever watch like anything else. This is right after I finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I still gotta get around to properly watching My Hero. We got a couple episodes in, like 5 episodes in.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good one. My Hero is like Andrew probably could get into that. Being what it is, it's a little more. It's a less serious.
I didn't even think about the fact that he hasn't watched My Hero.
He's only watched like Cowboy.
Because like you and Korn were so into My Hero, I guess it just didn't register that that Andrew wasn't a part of that.
No, for a while, Andrew was just my gaming friend. I mostly did things with Korn, and then Andrew once Korn passed, Andrew and I were doing a lot together.
Destiny? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Andrew and I were already playing games together.
We didn't even talk about anything else. Just Destiny.
Literally, the podcast. We watched through some of the old Dabbing Cat and Unicorn podcasts. Half the podcast is me, him, and Nate
about Destiny.
Was talking about like the new buffs and things they were doing and how much percentage they did. Like I didn't realize how nerdy we used to talk about Destiny. It wasn't like, oh hey, yeah, I got the Lucky Pants. It was like the Lucky Pants gave me like 5% plus mobility, and I'm like, oh,
see, I can't play those games like that, mostly because I'm ADD, and those are numbers.
That's how I've been playing. That's how I've been playing League lately. Sadly, like I play League and look at my stats the whole time.
Actually, that's not how ADD works. I don't know what's wrong with my brain.
I don't know when I'm gonna release that League video too. Like I gotta figure out what day we're gonna post that. Now I kind of want to refilm it now that we're good at the game. Somewhat. And
disclaimer.
But I feel like I get yelled at for saying bot the whole time.
Andrew thinks he's sweaty. Andrew thinks Dennis is sweaty.
Just in that game. That is the first game I've ever seen him actually like.
You don't remember the video that was my first experience with Destiny, do you?
Who?
No.
Andrew.
That was also because I was a lot like him at that time.
Andrew was there in that video, but he wasn't playing the game. He was playing a CS:GO, and you could hear the click clacks in his keyboard the whole time. Destiny, am I a jerk?
Yes.
See, if I think I'm gonna, this is me. This is how I think now. It's not like a few years ago because I was really the try-hardy type a few years ago. But now I'm like, if I'm not gonna go and try and get paid for this, I see no point in like really focusing on it and just.
Well, I need a game to keep me focused, or else I'm just not gonna play games anymore. Like right now, I played the most games I played in probably months in my spare time because I've had something to focus on again. Like Halo, I lose focus in because once my weeklies are done, I don't really have anything to do in Halo. Like I told you, once I hit level 100 this season, I might not play unless you ask me to play.
I play games for like escapism, story wise, and then socialization. Like
I play mostly.
I'll play games. Yeah, I'll play games with people. It like no regards for the weeklies or stuff like that, unless like the people I'm playing with are doing the weeklies and stuff, and then I'll just tack on to that. But most of what I play is all escapism, which is one of the reasons I hate online gaming. Like the way it's become, these sweaty, try-hardy, ruin everybody's experience people. I hate it. Like I play video games because my life sucks and I suck at life and I want to feel like a hero and be awesome for a while. And you got to come in here and wreck my day and like try as hard as you possibly can to make me look as terrible as you possibly can. It just to make yourself feel better about yourself.
Well, all the games we get into,
I'm gonna play on my own in the corner like I have my entire life.
Most of the games we get into, especially in like Halo, it's not that anyone's being sweaty. It's just like they're just playing like that. Most of the games Andrew and I play, we like top of the leaderboard. We'll get those numbers that they get without even trying.
There's a part of this I don't think you guys understand. Like, yeah, I am a bad sport, and I own that, and I get way too angry at some of these games. But you guys are those people, which is why you never see it.
Because we don't try.
Like, you guys... No, but you guys do. You know the stats and the statistics and which pieces do this and the latencies and the time between this and that and the other. Like, you know these things. You guys are part of the sweaty community. You're not as toxic as most of the sweaty community.
In my opinion, a sweaty person is
playing.
You saw last night. Last night I went 27-5 one game, laughing the whole time. A sweaty person is like this, and I can never play like this.
No, that's the thing though, is they aren't.
Yeah, they are. True sweaty players are like that. I'm literally, the way we play is a casual gamer play style. Today, at least. Seriously.
You're not as bad as you were, but and perspective wise, I don't think you realize how much of that you embody. You're not, like I said, you're definitely not, you're not in the toxic part of that, but it's...
I've never taken a game like life or death. Like if we die a bunch, it matters. Like I don't care about dying, and that's why when Andrew says, "Oh, a loss," or what was the joke he kept making last night?
There's no shame in losing.
Yeah, I was like, there is no shame in losing. I don't care, win or lose. I'm just good playing the game. That's my escapism. It's just hey, I'm just playing.
Yeah, but that's not what makes a sweaty player.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I play though. So I'm not a sweaty player. You just proved my point.
What?
I just said that the way we described it, and I said that's how I play, and you're like, well, that's not what makes a sweaty player, and I'm like, yeah, then I'm not a sweaty player. You just did a whole circle, Just like Andrew tried to do jumping over saw blades in Super Meat Boy.
Stop trying to anti-logic your way out of things. No, but I can't explain it to you. And that's my point, is I don't think you, and like I said, you guys aren't the toxic part of that community. But coming from the literal opposite side of the community, the one that sits in the corner and plays Skyrim for the 18,000th time because I play for the escapism, you are a part of that side of gaming. You're not the toxic part of that side of gaming. You had potential of becoming the toxic part of that part of gaming. But yeah. Casual is barely a term that can be used.
I don't know. Because again, a real sweat is someone that logs in daily to go in there and ruin someone's day, to just be the top of the leaderboard. I have never cared to be the top of the leaderboard. It just happens because I'm actually good at shooting people.
That's
the difference. Is like I just have played games like multiplayer for so long that it's just like, oh, it just comes naturally. Like, hey, I see someone, shoot someone. Hey, I see someone and shoot someone. It's not that I'm focusing on killing that person, because like I've died so many times and laughed about the way I died because it's, hey, I died. Like, I don't care about top or bottom of the leaderboard. I just care about, hey, let's play. Let's play together. That's the thing, is I can't play alone either. I have to play with friends.
There's also there's games that I see myself trying way too hard at, so I chose to like get rid of them. And recently, I went back to Rocket League for like the 200th time, and I finally made the decision.
You are a sweat in Rocket League, though.
In that game, yeah, which is why I made the decision to just uninstall it. I'm never going back. I'm done.
Because like when I was like,
I was yelling at it.
Here's the thing.
I don't want to do this.
And here's the thing. And this is why, like I said, you guys haven't become the toxic part of that. But the fact that Rocket League started to boil over that edge into the toxic part of it. But you still played Rocket League similar to how you played like Apex and Overwatch. Not in that you did those two games to the extreme, but that you researched and looked at these different statistics and latencies. Like when you can break down, like you were talking about Destiny, when you can break down the different items into what their substats are, like the stats that aren't even visible, the stats that are just there as part of the code that you have to find from some special forum or source.
Most of my information is from playing the game. That's why I always make the joke, figure it out, is you figure it out if you just play. Like, I've found out about latencies because I've seen the latencies in Halo, especially. Like, if someone, like, trying to melee someone and then they don't die, it's like, oh, wait, that's just a lag problem then at that point. Like, you just figure it out from playing the game most of the time. Like, I rarely, the only time I told Andrew, I'm like, dude, I'm taking League too seriously. I have a freaking stat sheet pulled out for Teemo. I've never looked up stat sheets. I have never looked up stat sheets in any game. The only time I've had a thing on my other window for Destiny is when I was trying to move stuff to my character through their champion thing.
We have a companion app.
Yeah, but you can do it on the website too. It's a little faster.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always use the app. So much quicker.
But
my phone's always right here.
Because I usually stick to a game for so long is the reason why, like, I'll start information, because like I've just like focused on that. Like Halo and League are the only two games I've played probably daily in. Oh, League has only been a week, but Halo is the only game I've played outside of recordings since Halo came out. I haven't played the campaign. I played Destiny and told myself I'm uninstalling it. And yeah, I just don't play the way I used to, especially. Even when I was like younger, I was still just the village idiot. I played Minecraft most of the time. Like I agree with the escapism idea. But then like I play with friends. So like my friends stopped playing Minecraft and went over to Halo once 4 came out. I was like, oh, we'll go over to Halo. And then I played Halo with them and started really getting into Halo and liking it. And then I went back and played Reach a lot. And then I started getting.
What is happening to your camera right now?
It's like you hit your desk or something. It was worse than that.
It was like your camera just got picked up by a wave and then set back down on top of your screen.
It was a good like this.
Oh, I've been rubbing my Xbox.
But it was like fluid. It was like
I've been rubbing my Xbox. Oh, I'm pulling on the cord. I'm looking
Why
down.
is it shaking like that? Gee, I don't know.
I'm looking down. I'm playing with the Velcro strap so I have a 6-foot extension USB port that I had to buy for the camera, but I keep it on my desk as a backup USB port, but I can always just unplug the camera and plug other things into it on my desk. So I'm playing with the Velcro that came with it, and I guess when I was doing it started wobbling my camera. I'm sorry. But there was one thing I wanted to talk about so much this week too. I forgot what it was.
Arcane.
No, because Jason hasn't seen it yet. And we talked about that last week, kind of.
Watch it, Jason.
I want to watch it with him, to be honest.
We are itching to let you watch
it. Itching to let me watch it? I need your permission. Do you need to be there?
Yes.
Andrew,
sign any paperwork.
This happened with oh god, what was that? There was another show that Andrew was like, you should watch the show, and then I got into the show and started like watching how it was made, figuring out the company that made the show, figuring out what other projects they worked on, because like that's how it's gone with League. Is he started the thing?
I don't remember that.
And then I'm like sitting there going, oh yeah, it's made by this company called Petition. They worked on a little bit of the Spider-Man game or show. They worked on the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie a little bit. A couple of their team members showed them how to do things. Game's been in development the show's been in development for 6 years because they didn't have anyone that worked in Hollywood to really push it. We talked about it last night. That's literally how like I can pretty much tell you the whole production of the show.
Let's just watch the show. Knew it was by Riot Games, and it took 6 years.
You watched one episode with me, watched it without me, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get around to it. And you're like, you should really watch it. You should really watch it. It's really good. It's really good. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And then I was like,
him every day to watch.
Yeah, and then I watched it, and now I want to rewatch it again.
I want to own it. I really hope they put it out on Blu-ray.
It's not what I thought it was, because like I thought Arcane was the name of the main character, and then I was like, oh wait, there is no main character really, and I'm like, oh crap, it's because it's the magic. Oh, that makes sense. Great show, and I own all the
word
characters in the show
Arcane
now.
just makes me think of not another D&D podcast, and if you know, you know.
And now I own every character on League from the show. Vi is broken. That's all I'm gonna say. When I'm not playing her. When other people come up and kill me with her, just dead.
I gotta re-listen to the original NADPOD campaign. It was a good campaign.
They did something with Smosh? Was it? Was it not another? Or was it? That was
that might have been Critical Role.
That was Critical Role. Yeah, they did a couple things with Smosh. They did like a try not to laugh.
They've done. Well, they've done a lot of things with like big celebrities and everything. They're the ones that played with Vin Diesel and all that.
Well, Vin Diesel's just a big fan of D&D. He didn't do the one on Rooster Teeth, but before Critical Role, in my opinion, I don't know the date, but like back in 2012, Rooster Teeth had their own D&D show that they did. I think it was 2012. It might have been sooner than that, but they had a D&D show that they had a guy on and like playing it and everything. It was really funny. That was the only time I actually watched D&D stuff. And of course, Corridor has theirs now, which is very interesting. Apparently, it does get better, by the way, Jason. They do more. The Corridor Son of a Dungeon thing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They apparently
actually didn't come out so well.
Well, they actually apparently do fight in the show. Like, they fight the green screen thing. They make it more action-y and fun. This is the first episode. I think he rushed it. But yeah. And soon, Tiny Tina's Wonderland comes out.
Critical Role isn't as old as I thought it was.
Which means D&D in real life. Which we should film that for sure. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
I'm not recording that. It's going to take forever.
We have to play. We have to play Bunkers and Bad Eggs. Then
it's Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah, but what about the old the
DLC that came
DLC, the original one?
Actually, it'd be like 12 years ago. No, 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
We got to go back to the source. If we're gonna do the new Borderlands D&D thing. We got to do the original Borderlands D&D.
No, apparently
thing.
we're not doing
and I'm down for it because I've never played it.
Apparently we're not doing the new one.
It's gonna take forever to go through it. I want to play it.
And
make a separate save character.
Then I'm gonna know everything. Like,
how many times have I played through Halo and gone back and recorded with you?
that's a different kind of series, though.
But you got to think that way.
This is not linear. Like, there's so many different ways to lead off. Like, then it's not gonna matter.
But here
that is more of it. How many arguing for us?
Here's a good question because I know you. How many characters have you made in Borderlands 3?
1. Actually 2.
You made 2, but you know how it went, and you played it both ways, both times.
No, I played my second one maybe 3 hours. I played the first one maybe around 50, 60.
Have you ever played a game and made one character and then made another one after you beat the game?
No. Yeah.
Do you know how many different Skyrim characters I've made?
I was gonna say I have like 4 characters on Borderlands on Borderlands 2 that I've made and gone through and beat the.
I have played maybe an 18th of the amount of hours in Borderlands as either one of you alone.
I have about 500 hours combined.
Yeah, I've maybe put 20 hours into Borderlands, and I've had 4 characters.
Well, the reason I say we should film it is because Jason and Kevin were always talking about doing D&D things, and this is literally just a game that throws you into D&D, which I think would just be great because there are D20s, there's dexterity rolls and stuff like that from what I've heard and seen. Like it is D&D in Borderlands style. I just think that would be like a perfect thing to record. And if you don't maybe make another character, play the game throughout like you want, and then I'll save my character for us. I mean, that's essentially what might happen in Back 4 Blood is you might beat the whole game and then come back and play it again on our save. Hello?
What we're saying is he and I are playing Borderlands Dungeons and Dragons, and you're welcome to join in on it.
It's called Tiny Tina Wonderland.
It's fine. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
He just goes, and you're welcome to join. No, because that's Andrew's game. Andrew's game is literally like I know Andrew for Borderlands, and like I was gonna buy it already before we talked about filming it, and then I've been seeing more and more of it. I'm like, we really should film it because of Jason and the D&D thing.
They've been talking about making a standalone game for years. Then just to hear that it's a Tiny Tina game, one of the more popular characters, is great.
Look, I have not played Dungeons and Dragons in years. And I have a cabinet full of minis and paints and dice and books and stuff. And just give me my D&D stuff.
What if
just let me?
You also live with someone who doesn't really have time for it, and another person doesn't really want to play it.
You think I have time for it?
Who doesn't?
I work 60 hours a week. I ain't got time to play Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, I don't really. I didn't like D&D though that much. Too much.
Well, you were also dealing with me as a first-time DM who was dealing with people like Will and Ivan, who Ivan didn't care enough, and Will thought the entire story was about him.
And then Manny sat out there too. It's your call, Andrew. Like seriously, it's your call. I don't care if you want to record it or not. Well, I do care, but
if you guys want me to sit there and say, "Oh, this happened. Oh, this happens,"
I'm fine with that.
Cool. I've already seen it.
I mean, to be honest,
I can tell you. To be honest, exactly though, I'm
going to be real with you. It's not the game isn't going to go the same way every time.
The actual story will.
It will, but there's going to be so much
quests, all the areas you can go to.
There's going to be so much changes that's going to happen. I mean, like, I think it's good. I don't care if you do that. If anything, I mute you. I'm kidding. No, I don't care. You know, I don't care about that stuff. It's a video game. I'm going to play through it and enjoy it myself.
Also knows I do, because that's what I play for is the story.
You're still going to play the story.
But why do you have to point those things out?
Because
why does knowing they exist mean that you have to sit there and be like, this is about to happen in 3 seconds?
If not, I'm not going to be excited for it because I've already seen it, and otherwise I'm just going to stay quiet. and it's not really funny or anything.
How many other games have you played through multiple times and you don't just sit there and point the things out to the people that you're playing with?
Well, I also wasn't recording. I didn't have to point out my excitement for anything or anything like that.
Well, I don't know, because when we did Life is Strange, you didn't really point out a lot in the first game, even though you've played it.
Well, I also stayed quiet a lot because I didn't want to spoil or anything.
Well,
which is why I also find a little trouble to go through the first two again, but I really want to play the remasters. I know you guys want to see the story.
We'll make them work.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to talk, though. Like, if you spoil something, you spoil something. I don't care.
That's the difficult part for me. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Well, then don't talk about the game that much.
I'll put it to you this way. We've watched movies together, and we've watched movies that you've already seen. When we watch movies, we're the people you hate to watch a movie with, because, like, especially me and him, we'll sit there. I still don't know what.
You'll watch half the movie before you even get to see it.
Yeah, he'll watch half the movie in previews and YouTube shorts, and then I'll just crack jokes throughout the entire thing. Like, if we're sitting in the theater, I have to sit right next to somebody I know can handle that, because every now and then I'll just lean over, crack a joke, lean back, lean over, crack a joke, lean back. But, like, all the movies and stuff we've watched, like, you're not silent through the movies that you've already seen, but you're still not sitting there, ooh, watch this.
I don't speak during movies unless
when Ron's gone wrong, you talked to me, and you weren't.
I also fell asleep for like the past hour.
Well, it's because you were sitting on that couch. I don't think it's possible to watch a movie alone on that couch without falling asleep.
I've done it for you. I've never fallen asleep watching a movie on that couch. I don't fall asleep during movies. I'm the kind of person that I am hyper focused.
I don't either usually. Like, I might get bored and distracted, but I don't usually fall asleep watching a movie. I have now fallen asleep watching 2 different movies on that couch.
I was hyper focused. Well, I'm just going to let you know, just so you know, Andrew. I'd like you to be there. If you don't feel like you can do it, don't worry about it. Jason and I can run through it. But I still will play it with you on my another character, because I know you want to just run through it.
I'll be with you, I guess, but I've already played the game.
Okay, that's fine. If you spoil something, so what? You know, I probably will already have seen the whole game by the time we play it together.
I guess ultimately it doesn't matter that much, but try not to do a bunch of it.
At the same time,
well, you know what's going to happen in Halo, right?
Come out around that time, so I might have a...
You know what's going to happen, right? When we play Halo, by the time the co-op comes out, you guys are going to be the only ones that have beaten it. I'm not.
I probably won't remember half of it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you guys are going to
decided to play through it the second time because 343 is dumb.
Yeah, and look, he's played it twice now. I haven't even got to finish. I'm on the second mission.
Oh, I've almost 100%ed it. Like, I've got all the skulls. I've got almost all the audio logs and collectibles.
But I do think that like 3's a team. Maybe Kevin, if he gets the game too. That's gonna make it harder, Andrew, is if we get Kevin involved in that. Because even when he was fully available all the time, like half the stuff wasn't recorded because he wasn't there that night. So maybe we just stick that to being the 3 of us. But yeah,
Kevin is still sitting down here in the corner. He's just like, maybe we don't involve the one shit right there. We miss you, Kevin.
I do.
Rest in peace. He's not actually dead, by the way.
No,
I don't know if we ever actually explained that he's not actually dead.
No, because we were trying to get him in the podcast last week to save it. Like right before we ended, Kevin hopped on and was like, "Hey, I want to play with you guys or something." And then we tried messaging him and he didn't respond.
I would have joined you if I had known.
I hate when people do that. When they text me like, "Hey, what's up, man? You want to hang out?" And you're like, "Yeah, what about we do?" You text them back immediately. Like, "Yeah, we can go do this right now if you want, or this later if you want." Responds 3 days later. No, sorry. That's it. Like, why contact me?
I'm excited for Tiny Tina's though. It does look good. From what I've seen, it is literally just D&D, and I think, like, I personally think, and that's why I've been kind of pushing it to record it is going to be finally that D&D thing we've wanted to do on the channel.
Therefore, I am.
All right. Well, we have other things we got to do. If anyone has nothing else to
Yeah,
talk
we've
about.
actually been going for a long time.
We've gone. Well, we're still under our normal time, just by a few
I wonder
minutes.
how much of that was me just calling you guys sweaty.
You didn't say. You only talked about that for like a minute, and then I went on about being a casual gamer for 5 minutes. And then Andrew tried to talk about Rocket League, and then we shut him down.
Here he goes again with his numbers.
You sweating on our own statistics, man.
That I told Andrew all the time. This is my problem. Is like anytime we have a conversation, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna remember exactly what you said in the tone you said it, the way you said it. And when I say it back to you, people tell me, "Oh, I didn't say that," and I get so furious because it's like,
yeah, but
only
you also
they knew
can't
that
trust your own memory that much.
For stuff
Human
like
memory
that,
doesn't work that way.
a lot of conversations play out as movies in my head. And like I've memorized
But that
the script.
doesn't mean that you are actually remembering it exactly how it happened.
Well, it's even worse. Well,
like there is still some kind of bias in the way that it was.
Most of the time now, it's come up in conversations I've been recordings after I've edited it, so I've heard it twice now. Can't keep anything from me once it's recorded, Andrew.
Huh?
You can't keep anything from me. But also, I
like,
remember. Like,
I don't doubt that you'll remember statements and sentences and promises and conversations, but like to say that you have it like locked down exactly every time or almost every time, that's a bit of a stretch. I would definitely trust your conversational memory over my own conversational memory.
That's it. Amen. Like, there are times where I'll tell Andrew, I'll be like, he probably doesn't remember we talked about this, but I'm gonna bring it up.
No.
Like we actually
bring up things we talked about 4 years ago. I'm like, I don't even remember meeting you.
That's how my brain works. It's got to process it for like a solid 2.5 years, and then it'll come back around and I'll have access to it. Like that 4 seconds of memory from when I was apparently 12.
But I have come to realize that I am very like statistical and numerical. Like I look at clocks and like I'll go to bed and be like, yeah, I went to bed at like 9:03, and someone's like, why don't you just say 9 or 9:05? I'm like, because I looked at the clock at 9:03. People used to get mad at me for that. They're like, why do you say this specific number? I'm like, because that's the last time I looked at my clock.
I'll pull the phone out of my pocket 5 times and still not know what time it is.
I do that when I set my alarms at night. I'll like recheck them for like 5 different times. Like, okay, I need to make sure I have this alarm set.
No, I have mine set for schedules, so because I won't remember to turn them on.
I do it every night.
No, I would never remember to turn them on.
I do it specifically so I can see how much sleep I'm going to get.
I'll do that. Like I'll open the alarms, I'll turn the alarm off, turn the alarm back on so that it tells me how long I have.
I just see the words 4 hours and 13 minutes. I'm like,
I usually see 7:23, and then I watch YouTube for 4 more hours, and then it turned into 5 hours, 6 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I set the alarm to go to sleep.
You know how many times I'll just be sitting there on TikTok and just scrolling. Like, oh, it's not that late. I got a little bit of time. Just scrolling. I need to be awake in 3 hours.
Well, I have a problem on TikTok. I'll look at the clock and go, okay, it's 5:43. I will stop at 5:45. And then I'll look at the clock and be like, it's 5:45. No, it's still 5:45. I'm like, yeah, because I'll just constantly, like, anytime I go, I need to stop at a certain time. I constantly look at the clock, nonstop. And I'll be like, okay, it's 5:45. You can stop at 5:50. You can stop at 5:50. And then after every 5-minute cycle, it's 7 o'clock.
You go through like 2 5-minute cycles and it's 3 hours later.
But we do have things to do, things to talk about. No, we
don't lie to these people. We have no lives.
We have, we don't have lives. We have other videos to record to take our lives away.
We're making more content for you.
But thanks to the new subs. Thanks to TikTok no longer banning us. We love you, TikTok, but please never do that again.
We don't.
I love TikTok. Are you kidding me? That's
tell them you love.
I love you, TikTok. Boom, just did.
I'm obsessed with them. Apparently, I have an unhealthy relationship with TikTok.
A little bit.
But I refuse to call that love.
I love TikTok and the fact that they give us views.
That's not love. You appreciate TikTok.
No, I don't appreciate TikTok. I love TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot. TikTok is great. TikTok shows me a lot of women I would like to date. TikTok shows me a lot of tools I'd like to use. TikTok shows me a lot of things I'd like to build. TikTok shows me a lot of games I'd like to play. TikTok has now given me an addiction to Finance at Freddy's.
You can end the video anytime you want.